Hi guys, Kirshner here. Just a short video on how to do anti-tank fire in Betty Grable's legs. All right, so it's the Americans' turn since they're the assaulters. Strategically, the attackers, they go first. So what we have is over here, we have a Sherman in hard cover, so that would be held down. And he's going to fire at this guy. This is a Mark IV. And so what we do, first thing we do was we see if he gets a hit. Looking on the chart, the Sherman has a 2-hit modifier of 0 for his weapon. Let me go through the 2-hit modifiers, which the only one is going to be short range, is a +4. All right, so he's going to have a +4. There is no negative. Yep, there's also a +2 because he's open. So it's going to be a +6. He needs a 12 or higher to get a hit. So here's the roll on a D20. 15. Okay, that's a hit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to see if it penetrates. So for that, we take his penetration value for the Sherman is 10, and then we compare that to the frontal armor of PZ4, which is 11, and then we subtract that, and that's going to be a +1 to hit modifier. So that means I need a 12 or greater to penetrate, and that's going to be, since it's +1, that would be 11 or greater. Here goes. Yep, and 7, 8. I don't penetrate, however, I did hit him. So now I have to roll on the exterior tank effects chart. All right, so D20, rolled a 2, which means I marred the paint. No effect. All right, so we're going to take this guy and we're going to mark it as fired. Now, if he wants to, which he probably should, this guy here could take a reaction shot at the tank that just fired him, and it's probably going to be a good move because he's about to be toasted by the Sherman that's on his flank there. So now, because this guy got shot at, though, he is no longer open. He buttons up automatically when he's shot at, even if he's not hit. All right, so this guy's going to fire back, and we see that he has a 2-hit modifier of 0, but it's going to be a +4 for short range, +1 because of the silhouette modifier of the Sherman, so that's going to be a +5. However, he is in hard cover, and so that's -4, so it's a +1. So he hits him on an 11 or higher. So always 12, but it's +1, so 11 or higher. And he rolled an 8, and that's a miss. So nothing happens except Sergeant Kilroy goes back into his, he buttons up. All right. And now, because the German tank fired on the reaction phase in the American's turn, he gets a orange marker, and that'll become apparent later on. All right. Now, over here we have this guy, this American M4 is firing at the flank here. It's close range. Starts at 0 to hit. There's no silhouette modifier for the Mark IV. There is a +2 because it's a side shot. and also a +4 because it's close range. So it's a total of +6. No other. No other. Okay, so it's +6, which means that on a natural 6 or higher, I get a hit. I did forget one thing. When this guy fired, I should have had a -2 for reaction fire, but it didn't matter because he didn't get a hit. So over here, +6, and I rolled a 16 +6. Okay, that's a hit because it's 12 or higher. Now I'm going to go to the penetration value. This time it'll be a little better. The Sherman's penetration is 10, and the side armor for the PZ4 is a 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4, so it'll be a +4 to penetrate. Okay, needing a 12, so with a +4 that means a natural 8 or higher will do it. And I rolled a 13. Okay, we brewed him up. All right, so I'm going to put this little guy on him. These are very inexpensive and easy to make. They're tea lights with cotton glued on it, sprayed with fluorescent orange, and added a dab or two of black. Really looks cool on the thing there. Okay, so all right, now we mark this guy over here as having fired, and now the Panther gets a shot. This will be pretty deadly, but there's always a bad die roll involved. All right, so the Panther has a 2-hit modifier of 3. He's not open. Close range is +4, so it's a +7. Okay, +7. Remember, I need a modified 12. Okay, and I rolled a 16, which is, with a +7, is way over. Okay, so now he got a hit. Now we go to see if he penetrates. His penetration value is 20. The frontal armor on the Sherman is 10. So 20 minus 10 is 10. So I'm going to add +10. Oh, I think on the 2-hit I should have given him a +1 for the silhouette modifier. But all right, so 20 minus 10 plus 10. If I roll a 1, he doesn't penetrate. So, and I rolled a 14. So we have a brewed up Sherman over here. Okay, this guy is fired. Okay, end of the turn. We remove the smoke from the opposing player. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, this guy. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. All right. So we move. He fired in his phase, and we remove the smoke from this guy, and he's going to take a shot at the Panther's butt. And whenever you shoot at a target, you turn the turret to face the target. Okay, all right. So 2-hit modifier on him is, for his weapon, is 0, but it's close range. +4. It's a large target. That's +5. And that's it. +5. 19 plus 5, okay, that's 12 or higher. Okay, now let's see if that Sherman can brew up that Panther. In a real game, that Panther probably wouldn't be there, but this is just for demonstration purposes. All right, so the penetration value of the Sherman is 10. The rear armor value for the Panther is 4, so that's a plus 6. So natural 6 or higher, I penetrate. Okay, 16 I penetrated. That would brew him up, but just for fun here, let's say that I hit him, but I didn't penetrate him. Just to show you what happens. All right, we're going to go on the exterior tank hit effects chart, and I rolled a 19, which means the Panther is completely immobilized. So we would mark that with some kind of a marker showing that it's immobilized. We'll use the screen pipe cleaner. All right. All right, that's the end of the. We poof him. We take the poof off. That's the end of the American's phase, and now it's the German's phase. So he's immobilized. So I'm gonna turn the turret here on him. Now, turning the turret 180 degrees or less is not considered movement, so there would be no modifier there. However, if I turned it over 180, it would take the -4 modifier for moving. All right, hold on a minute. All right, so he's his two-hit modifier is +3. Large target +4, close range +8, -4 because he's in a hard cover. So that's going to be +4, so that means an 8 or higher, and I hit him. Okay, 6, missed. Okay, so we're going to take this guy here, and we're going to show that he fired. Okay, now this guy can't do a reaction fire because he's marked with a puff. It's the end of the turn, the end of the German's phase, so we take off the white marker here, and then we go ahead and do a shot, our shot again there. It's 0, close range 4, up 1 because of the big target, so it's going to be a +5, and that's it. So I'm going to need a 7 or higher. And I roll I roll a 9. Okay, hit him. So let's go ahead and see if it penetrates. Penetration value on the Sherman is 10. The Panther is a 4, so it's a +6. And oh, I rolled a 4. +6 is 10, not enough. So I roll on the exterior tank effects. It hit him, didn't penetrate, but it could still do some damage. I rolled a 12, which means that I'm going to roll a d6, and that'll be the number of